Right, gents, we're in video tutorial number 5, if I'm correct, and we're going to be creating a layout for this, and then we're going to be saving it as an A3 PDF. Right, so I have created a layout for you guys. So if you go onto first of all, let's go onto layout here, and you'll see that some of you might have it like this, some of you might have it scaled down smaller, but don't worry about that. What we're going to do is we're actually going to delete this, right? And we are going to right click on the layout tab and go to page setup manager. And then we're going to go modify, right? What we want to do is we want to go to printer plotter and we want to drop down to DWG to PDF. You could use Adobe PDF as opposed to print to PDF, but I'm going to use DWG to PDF, right? Then I'm going to go to ISO A3, or I might actually use expand A3, so just uses more of the page, so ISO expand A3. I'm going to go to extents. I'm going to center the plot, and I'm going to ensure that I'm not on a custom scale, but I'm on 1:1. And then when I save it, I don't want to save it in color. I want it to be in, you can save it in color, it's up to you, but grayscale is what I'm going to save mine in now. Okay, so grayscale. And then everything should be right to go. We've got A3, we extend, we centered the plot in a good scale. So I'm going to go OK, right, close. Now what you'll see is this dotted line you see around the side of the page is the window in which you will find everything will print into. So anything outside that dotted line, or maybe even on the dotted line, probably won't print. Now you're going to go to your team, okay? So you'll go to your team, and you should have a message like that, and you probably find by the time you've got it, you've got your videos in here. And I've given you a file called CAD setup, and what you're going to do then obviously is you're going to download that. Okay, and close down your Teams. Then you're going to go to your download folder, right? And it says there CAD setup. So you're going to open that in the AutoCAD application, right? And you'll see I've generated for you guys already your own little CAD, Microsoft little CAD block. Keep this, use it in the future if you're taking EGD. If not, you can keep it and you can change it. I've got a few others that I will give to you in the future as well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to highlight this whole thing, right? Control C it, Control C, and then I'm going to go back to the original drawing where I am, where I'm working, the original layout, and I'm going to go Control V, and you should find that it fits quite snug into that space, right? So we want to get it nicely fitting into that little space, and there it is. Okay, and we'll talk about what we're going to do over here in a moment. So the next thing for me to do is type in MView, and that's what we call a model view window. And what this is going to do is going to give me access to my model space on this page. So I'm going to click in this far corner, and I'm going to bring it down to this corner, right? And you'll see it automatically snaps this into view. Now I'm going to change the color of this, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go new layer. I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to call it MView, as in a model for model view window. Okay, I'm going to make that color white. So if we go to in true color, it doesn't give us the white option here. So if we go to true color, I'm going to drag that all the way to the top and say OK. So it should give us a white layer. Good. If I click on this and click on model view, you'll see it's there, but we don't see it now, which is what we want. Okay. So everything is in and on the page quite nicely, right? Now we need to know what scale is this currently sitting at. So if I go to the drop-down menu here, you'll see it gives me preset scale. So if I want to do, for example, 1:50, it's quite small, right? If I want to do 1:30, that's what it looks like. If I want to do 1:20, that's what it looks like, right? So for this particular one, we'll use 1:20 because it uses a lot of the space on the page, right? So 1:20 is what we're going to use for this. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to teach you one or two new little tricks here. So we're going to bring this in a bit. I'm going to move this up so that we cover the bathroom floor plan 1:1, and you'll see why now. Right, there we go. We don't need all that information because what you'll find is that information is already over here for us to enter. So I just want to make sure that I center it. I'm actually happy that that's centered. Right, so that seems centered and fine to me. Right, notes, we'll leave notes out for now. Right, the project, we can go right in here. So in fact, what I'll do is I'll leave that. I'll add a text, and you'll see our current text is massive, so we won't be using that, right? So we're going to create a new annotation. We're going to go to our text. We're going to create a new one. We'll call it standard standard 2. Okay. And for standard 2, we'll keep it century Gothic, but we'll make the writing a height of 3 and go apply. Close. So now when we click on our text, good, we want to make sure that this drop down is selected to standard 2. So when I select my text and I write it in, it will preset it to the height of 3. So the project we'll call it is we'll call it bathroom. Bathroom plan. Here it is. The architect, obviously, I'm going to go CO. I'm going to copy that instead of doing it again. I'm just going to CO, copy, pull that down, right? And I'm going to write here my name. Okay, so it's a bit long. I need to grab this. I'm actually put it below. This is much better practice, actually, is if I just really bring it in a little bit here. That's fine. Okay, you can then go line up all your writing should you want to. The title, right? The title is the title here would be floor plan, right? The scale, so I'm keep copying, Control copy, Control V. The scale we know is 1:20, right? The date today for me, right, is, so let me just placing things slightly differently. For me, it's the 12th of the 10th, 2023. Okay, so everything, all the information that I need, I'm going to pull all this across so that I keep my my writing sort of all in the same place, just for good organization. You can decide where you want it. Here we go. So that's all in good space and good positioning. I'm going to give you one other little tool you can use that you can add to a layout instead of having all this information here. You can go, if you click in tool palettes here, what's quite a nice thing is if you go to annotate, it gives you a drawing title. So if I click on this, right, you'll see that's tiny. I want to use metric. So if I go to drawing title metric, I'll click on it. And what we want to do is just off-center this to the left here, right? And we can put there, view, we want to call that floor plan. This is just another way you can do it, adding information. So we just want to try different skills here. Scale, we know is 1:20, and it's drawing number 1. So if you were an architect and you had a whole bunch of drawings, you know that this is drawing number 1. So if you had any details you wanted to refer to in drawing number 1, we know that this is the place to come find it. So there it is. Your layout is created. You've got your floor plan in place. Now we're going to click the print file, the print icon at the top here. So we go print, continue to a single plot, right? It'll come up like this. I'm going to print grayscale. You can go to preview, right? And there we have it. And that's what it looks like. I'm quite glad that our door and our windows are slightly less obvious than everything else. The blocks are a little bit dark, a little bit too dark for my liking. I would prefer that they were similar to the windows so that our focus was the wall. But there we have it. Layout done, sorted, and ready for printing. For some reason, it hasn't included the whole of that in black and white, but we'll leave it for now. That's fine. And then we click print in the top left corner. I'm just going to save it to my desktop, and you will save it as your name. Okay, and you'll say bathroom floor plan. There it is. Okay, and you'll see it actually looks quite nice when it comes up as a PDF. So there we have it, all sorted as a PDF, looking good for revision. Right, gents, well done. Well done on your first AutoCAD floor plan for 2023.